we're seeing a lot of movement in healthcare stocks today. Weight loss drug makers, they're on the move as competition in the space, as well as a proposal from President Biden to cover these drugs in Medicare and Medicaid plans. But with the new administration taking power in less than 2 months, what do consumers and investors need to know about President-elect Donald Trump's picks to lead our health departments? Here with some insight, we've got our very own Anjali Khemlani. Hey, Anj.
Hey, Brad, thanks. I mean, we already know, of course, about RFK Jr. and Marty Makary for FDA. But what we saw was 2 new picks on last Friday. We got the CDC pick, which is former Congressman Dave Weldon from Florida. And then we've got Dr. Jeanette Nashewat from a Fox News contributor for Surgeon General. And these 2 picks are pretty interesting because of their stances, as you can see on your screen. Former congressman really is supportive of the anti-vaccine stance that RFK has, and also has a stance on anti-abortion, doesn't support that. This is interesting because of the global stance and position that the CDC has, the stage that it enjoys. Meanwhile, Surgeon General, less of a controversial pick, someone who has supported vaccinations during the COVID pandemic and seems to have a little bit more of support from the scientific community. Interesting to note that under RFK comes 3 doctors, or at least medically trained individuals, so that's a really good news. Meanwhile, we look at, of course, RFK. We've covered his stances on vaccines, ultra-processed food, and then global public health funding. This ties into, of course, Makary, who is going to be part of the FDA as well and oversees vaccines, oversees the processed foods. And he is also actually the chief medical officer of a telehealth platform called Sesame that offers compounded GLP-1s. As you mentioned earlier, something that the current administration is trying to tackle in terms of greater access for government funding and government payers. So tying it all together, something to keep an eye on, in particular, something I want to bring up, the FDA and CDC picks, along with RFK, are going to have outsized global influence. That's something to really keep in mind because that reflects on what's going on here in the country. We've seen in Trump 1.0, as it is now being referred to, some of the moves that the Trump administration made then in terms of pulling back public funding for global health needs, and that could continue into Trump 2.0. So there are some experts that are concerned about this. What does that mean for us? It means that in the US, we enjoyed this sort of level of privilege where anytime the FDA or CDC said something, other countries would tend to follow. And experts say that's in danger. So it means that even at home, on our home base, what advice comes out and what regulatory decisions come out for the average American, whether it be advice on certain diseases, communicable diseases. We know there's bird flu that's also being watched, and then of course the vaccine front, but other drugs, that's going to affect our everyday lives. And so it's going to be really important to take note of what's coming out here, as well as other countries like Europe, and how those decisions differ. So definitely some everyday but nuanced look at how this is going to really impact everyday American life.
Yeah, we'll see what the continued evaluation of these picks looks like and how.
If they're confirmed.
If they're confirmed, and of course where we see some voice also from the largest medical and healthcare and of course the largest biotechnology companies out there as well. Anjali, thanks so much. Appreciate it.